John Maxwell Monton was trapped in a psych ward for 20 years because his doctors didn't want to believe him about being misdiagnosed. And that's not the only crazy thing out there. After I tell you John's story, I'll tell you about entire patient populations that are constantly being misdiagnosed. Let's go back to September 1992 when John Monton's story began. After taking back pain medication that led to a delusional disorder, Monton ended up walking to a rural home in Nebraska. He started talking about taking back what belonged to his ancestors. The police said that there was an 11-hour standoff that ended with a shootout. But when it came to the trial, Monton's doctors simply didn't believe that he was no longer crazy. His lawyer explains, no matter what Monton said about the events that occurred in 1992, it was viewed under the auspices of him being delusional. His doctors could have given Monton the benefit of the doubt. They could have checked his story by calling the court or reading the transcript of his trial, but they simply decided not to. He lost 2 decades of his life, missing out on his mother's funeral. But not believing the patient is even more common when it comes to chronic illnesses such as long COVID. Sufferers are often dismissed and not believed by their doctors. On Reddit, there's a subreddit where doctors talk openly about what they really think of their patients. It's interesting to see how quickly they went from dismissing long COVID to accepting it. In 2021, somebody posted a study about how long COVID is caused by people's mistaken belief that they had COVID and that their supposed long COVID caused their health problems. The original poster explains, when are we going to start educating people on the real symptoms the brain can cause? Fast forward to 2022, r/medicine takes a softer stance. A surgeon asks, is this a real condition? He's halfway towards thinking that long COVID is real. And fast forward another year to 2023, most of r/medicine accepts that long COVID is real. A long COVID sufferer posted, long COVID has robbed me of my identity and livelihood. The comment section was supportive, with the exception of one guy who said that long COVID is another way of saying depression. That comment did receive more upvotes than downvotes, so it's not like all participants in r/medicine are on board with long COVID being real. Anyways, so how did so many doctors on Reddit get it wrong? One psychiatrist throws out this explanation. It might come from an extreme reluctance to say, we don't know. It's hard to spend the best years of your life absorbing obscene amounts of knowledge, only to be confronted with a patient whose syndrome doesn't seem to fit with your understanding of human physiology and pathology. It would be great if doctors listened to their patients and took them seriously. It really shouldn't be happening. But it is happening, and unfortunately, these seemingly small missteps snowball into something much greater. When doctors gaslight patients, patients learn to hide their chronic illness or to avoid dismissive doctors altogether. This hides the problem, in turn causing the chronic illnesses to be under-recognized. More importantly, under-recognized illnesses go under-researched. While long COVID is just starting to get the recognition that it deserves, other illnesses like ME/CFS or myalgic encephalomyelitis lag far behind. There's still much work to be done. And all of this came about because of seemingly inconsequential acts from doctors not wanting to believe their patient. But seemingly small acts can go in a different direction. What if you clicked the like button for this video? What if you shared this video? What if we started a conversation about accountability in medicine? We need to talk about John Maxwell Monton, who missed out on 2 decades of his life. He could have married, settled down, and have started a family. We need to talk about the YouTuber Physics Girl, who's trying to find humor in a situation where she's bedbound and unable to work. We need to talk about the long COVID sufferers who aren't famous and don't have 3.1 million subscribers on YouTube. So let's get the ball rolling. Let's start with one small act and be the change that we want to see in the world.